Hey, energy party people, it's that time again. And this time I'm going to go rogue and use a song on my phone for the smudging of the space. So here we go. Oh man, that's not the one I wanted. Looks like it works than the elephant man. Whoa, I wish I looked a little better. Whoa, I wish I looked a little better. And I have to play just a little bit more. I went to high school and majored in looking real bad. I got a real ugly mom and a real ugly dad. Whoa, I wish I looked a little better. Cut the music. Okay, thanks, Sparks. Sparks have been around forever. And if you're into documentaries, there's a really long documentary about Sparks. They only existed for me in high school, and this is my favorite song of theirs. So, anywho, welcome, energy party people, to another rousing edition of Magic Mondays. And I wish my hair looked a little better, but anywho. So, hi, Yvonne, and hi, Shannon. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so welcome to yet another Magic Mondays with me, your host. This is such a mind fucker. There we go. Colleen McCann. That's me. Anyway, thanks for joining me, whether you're watching live or in the future. Yeah, so I hope everyone's having, or everyone had a nice weekend. And if you're a dad or you have a dad in your life that you're talking to, yeah, I hope you had a lovely, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I've recently gotten into yet another, what should we call it? Little war again with my parents. It's like, and it all, I won't go into it. And I'm not here to talk shit about my parents. Man, must be hard to be a parent. Anyway, Shannon says she has daddy issues. Yeah. It's about boundaries, and my dad sent me something the other day, and inevitably he claims it wasn't about Trump, but it has all the languaging of, I won't say the group, but it starts with a Q. Anyway, yeah. So and I called him out on it, and it's like I have to enforce a boundary again. And what I ended up with, we just had an email exchange, and then my mom got involved, and she said, I knew you wouldn't understand. And, you know, nobody else needs to force their ideas down my throat, especially my parents, because I'm 56 years old. Technically, I'm not licensed anymore because I'm not practicing, but I'm a fucking doctor. I have a doctorate even. Not that you need to have a doctorate to for your parents to maybe think, maybe I don't need to push this on her. Um yeah, but it had, the thing he sent was supposed, it was all woo woo, and this man who, like, oh, knows, kind of like knows everything. Watch out for people who know everything. Um and he was talking, he used the language of the stolen election, and Donald Trump is part of this lineage of magic people, and got to drain the swamp. And it's like, that doesn't sound like an impartial woo woo person. And I'm not an impartial woo woo person, but I'm also not proclaiming that I know everything. All I know for sure is how I feel about things, and I look at the things that rile me up. So, whoo, there was plenty of good fodder. Is that the right word? Fodder, daddy fodder, to clean up energetically. So I always appreciate my triggers because there's magic in them. I truly believe that there's magic in the triggers. So, that being said, let's look at some pictures. So, oh, and I'm currently wearing my glamorous, like you wouldn't wear these to anywhere. I just wear them around the house occasionally, but they're called fits. Fi, wow. Fitz. And they have all these like little acupressure, like acupuncture meridian points that are on the bottom of your feet. And they have these little nubbies, as you could see, that stimulate those points. And I'm happy to report that my feet feel a lot better. And when they are hurting, I put these on, and they kind of hurt in themselves. Well, my feet feel better in them now, but when I first got them, it was like, ow, ow, ow. But even if they hurt a little bit, they still make my feet feel better when they're feeling a little gnarly. But overall, things are better, in case you're worried. Um, yeah, and high remnants of a cold sore. This is the worst it's gotten. It's in the healing phase, in case you're wondering. So it's safe to make out with me now. Yeah. Oh, and yesterday, speaking of making out, Dave and I had our 15-year wedding anniversary, and I've probably shown this before, but this is us. On a Tuesday, I'd flown across the country to go pick up Dave, who was in the process of selling his office and cleaning up all of that stuff. We packed up a small U-Haul with as much of his shit as we could fit in it. Yeah, and then we drove across the country to California, and this is us finally together on a Tuesday. And we'd been talking about, of course, we were going to get married, and he thought he had to wait a while, but then he called his lawyer, and his lawyer's like, if no one's complaining about it, if no one objects is the word, then go for it. And so who's going to object? So we had our turkey, once again, our turkey hot dogs in my beautiful flat I had in Sacramento. That afternoon, like around 2, we went and got married at the county clerk's office, officiated by Dorleen White. Turns out I didn't know this even existed back then, being a white person, I guess. And in my defense, history classes weren't saying, hey, Juneteenth is June 19th. And that's the day they finally told the slaves that didn't get the memo that they were freed, I believe, years after they were freed. Anyway, so we were married on Juneteenth by Dorleen White. Yeah, and yay us. And we still super love each other. Yay us. And yeah. So, what else did I want to mention? Did I want to mention anything else about my parents? Yeah, but one of the things I said to my dad via email, I asked him, like, if there are, the quote is, I said, there are 1 billion things, like other things that we could talk about. Why do you always have to bring this shit up? I just don't get it. Like, I don't talk about politics with everybody. I don't. Why is my family, my parents, they're all of a sudden all about politics? I don't remember any of that shit growing up. But now it's so important to them to talk about this. And it's like, okay. And I told him I'm absolutely fine with our setup. Yeah, and it's lovely to not have my parents mixed up in my shit. So yeah, so I'm not closing a door, but the door was opening up. And, my brother, one of my brothers, the brother that still speaks to us, we got flowers for my mom just recently, and she was thrilled, and it was just so lovely. And, we can have a connection on things that are other than fucking Donald Trump. Ugh, ugh. Can you imagine fucking Donald Trump? Gross. What happens to the hair? Ugh, and his big gross body. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. So, uh, Shannon has a suggestion. Tell him that you love him unconditionally and that you will keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, my mom. Mm, yeah, my mom ended her part of the email with, "I knew you wouldn't understand, and your dad was just doing this because he loves you, and meh, meh, meh. and and I knew you wouldn't understand, and this gives me a lot of clarity about you," meaning me. Yeah, so it's best if we stay apart. So I feel like my permission slip has been signed again to not worry about my parents who are now, well, my mom's almost 80, I think later this month. And, it's always awkward for me to wish my parents not a happy birthday, but like happy Mother's Day, Father's Day, any of those things. I wasn't trained to do that. So as a grown ass adult, every year it's awkward. But at least this time, our little fallout happened before Father's Day. So no awkward here. And I could just enjoy my anniversary, our anniversary. Um, yeah, but my mom ended her part with, yeah, it's best we stay apart. Sending love and hugs or some bullshit like that. It's like, really? Ugh. Anyway, and if you have a lovely relationship with your parents, good for you. I had 50 years of, at least with my mom, being real tight. And then I don't know how the next 50 years are going to go, but the first 6 years of those 50 years are have been interesting. Okay, well, that being said, let's celebrate. It's 11:11, and let's find a good picture. Well, how about a pretty pendy? One of my pendulums. So pretty, if I do say so myself. Anyway, make a wish if you choose to. Even if it's not 11:11 where you live, you can ride the wave of California's 11:11 right now. Make a wish. Here we go. Okay, my wish. I know you're probably not supposed to talk about your wish, but whatever. My wish is almost always, can I please move forward on my book? Oh my God. Although I think I mentioned last week, I'm kind of holding off, like I'm not putting pressure on myself about my book until after my ketamine treatment because I'm just curious what's going to happen as a result of that. I'm excited about it, and it had brought up so much stuff for me, but yeah, I just feel good about it, and I'm willing to accept the help. I don't have to do everything for myself is kind of one of my take home points. Um, yeah. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Let's look at what I call my credo. Where are you at? Oh, and just in case you're wondering, public enemy number one, Rusty. He's so handsome. But he's such a bad boy. Yeah, I pet him a little bit the other day, but just a little bit. I have to keep my eyes on him. Yeah. So that being said, let's do this. So this is what I believe, and this is what truly gets me through. And as you know, I've been going through this difficult time, but I feel that I'm fully out of it now. So that's wonderful. And even when I'm feeling low, this is how I think all the time, no matter what's going on. And I invite you to adopt this if you want to try it on, or this is just a reminder to think of this when the shit hits the fan. So, the universe is in a conspiracy for our happiness. The universe always has our backs. Therefore, if it's happening to us, it's happening for us. So, when the shit hits the fan, what is the universe bringing to our attention for our highest growth, healing, and happiness? And while we're here, oh, let's just go here just because I have nothing written down for today, but always I have plenty to say. In case you're wondering, the new emergency services number, sing along if you know the song. 011899988199991197253. Okay, and I wanted to read one more thing and then we'll bring Coop on. Spoiler alert, there's been a hair update for Coop, but I'm gonna keep you on the edge of your seats real quick while we look at the guest house. Okay, so the lovely Rumi says, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Make room for them all, for it all of it. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because I can read. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Thank you, Rumi. Rumi rocks. Um, yeah. And let's just throw in another one just in case it helps. Vulnerability is the new sexy. Pass it on. Seriously. You will not die more than likely if you make yourself vulnerable and talk about how you feel, and bring light to the dark shit because we all have it, kind of in the background. Maybe it's our mother's voice or yeah, I think my mom, I didn't realize it until just recently how critical she is. Oh my God. Ugh. And when I'm being critical, it's like, as the lovely Mimi, as I've mentioned many times, Mimi is so awesome. Everyone should get a session from Mimi, GaiaBlooming.com. But as the lovely Mimi said recently, she's like, you might want to check into who is the voice of my inner critic. And I even tested on it energetically and got my mother. Um, yeah, and I'm not looking to throw my mom under the bus. I'm just stating the facts. And I know I can be very critical and I'm trying to catch myself more. Um, yeah, but I have so many other things to think about. Some things fall through the cracks. Let's just say that. Um, anyway, that being said, oh, hi, Mary. And thank you, Shannon. She says she's so glad that I'm feeling better. Me too. And I hope anybody who's been going through it is also feeling better. Or yeah, if you're still going through it, man, my heart goes out to you. Yeah. And that being said, okay, you're just going to have to wait for a moment while this is important. You know it's important. You know it's coming. Ooh, ooh, we're catching up with Koop. We're catching up with Koop. Yeah. All right. So the fabulous Koop. Hey, Koop.
Hey, Colleen, hey, everybody.
Ooh, you know what? When we were chatting a moment ago, it's like I only noticed the hair, but now I'm noticing how nice the beard is. Me
Yeah,
like.
it's like blended right in with the length of my side. So yeah, it kind of just goes. It's kind of nice. So yeah, it's
Yeah, that looks like it was done by a professional.
oh yeah, obviously yeah. I paid
Were
like
you shaved? Like, did they shave you too?
oh
Like,
no.
oh,
I trimmed it up myself afterwards, but yeah, no super cuts. Super cuts since I was like maybe I don't know 12, I think.
wow.
So except for when I was in Davis, but yeah, it used to be $6. Now it's 25, which I don't know. I guess I get. So, but no,
Well,
they got
what year did you graduate, Davis?
uh, 90, but I took five. I was having so much fun. I took 5 years. I changed majors and stuff, and I like minimum number of
That's
years.
5 years and a quarter, if that helps. I went
Okay.
to 3 schools too, so
Yeah, I don't know. I loved up to the last quarter. That I hated it, and I couldn't wait to get out of there. It was weird. It changed like immediately.
which is great because I know when I was living in Davis and dating Sean, and we were talking about, "Oh, we'll get married and then we'll, like, live in Davis," and, ugh, can't imagine, like, gratefully, like, I was thinking at the time, like, "God, I would never wanna leave Davis. Oh, I feel so bad. I'll leave Davis someday," and then something happens inevitably, it's like, "Okay, we're done."
Yeah.
Gratefully, I try to keep that in mind when I'm too stuck on something. It's like, "Okay, there'll come an end to where this is, like, the magic is kinda
Well, I
fading."
guess Davis has really changed, and a lot of people who were like us that like the old Davis have left and moved to Woodland. Woodland's like the new nice, cool places. Davis has gotten
Really?
totally,
Woodland?
yeah.
Wasn't
Woodland's
it kind of the sticks when we were there?
it was kind of yeah. It had like the only mall. We used to have to go there to go to the mall and that kind of thing.
That's right.
But yeah, it was definitely a step down from Davis. But yeah, no, it's totally different now. It's been a while, right?
So wait, so this is important. So not, but do you remember how Sadie? Oh, so we have this friend. Well, I can't say he's my friend anymore, I guess, but Froggy Brian. Um,
He's still your friend,
well,
I'm
I would
sure.
love to be friends with him. I had a lot of fun with him, but
I just talked
anyway,
to him the other day.
what's that?
I just talked to him the other day.
Oh, well, tell him I said hi. I hope he's well. Yeah. So, do you remember back in the day how Sadie would always like, for some reason with Brian, Froggy, uh, she would always insist, that he worked at the Orange Julius at the mall, in Woodland, and Of course he didn't, but that was
No,
like
no, he didn't. No, he would
their
never.
thing. And I'm pretty sure there wasn't even an Orange Julius there, or it was something, it was extra silly. Maybe there was, but she would insist that she saw him pumping the the lemonade or whatever, which is so silly. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he would. No, he worked at the library on campus.
He did?
He was the guy that he would. Well, it was his job to put the carts of books that had to be returned to the shelves away. But he would
Okay.
like go there, clock in,
Oh
sneak
no.
out, go home, take a nap, and then he'd take the carts and he just move them back to the end of the line, and then he'd leave.
Well, it's for somebody else's shift, right? Maybe he misunderstood that his shift was just he just needed to shift where the books were and go take a little nappy.
He did that for years.
So that kind of sounds like the same vibe as when you and Brian lived together in that apartment and you had that job to distribute the phone books.
Yes, he was my boss, and he paid me 50 cents a
He's your
phone book.
boss.
50 cents a phone book for new resident new people that just moved in. We would go around and drop off the phone book and the little bag full of coupons and stuff like that, welcome neighborhood stuff. That 50
But
cents
did you
each.
guys actually do that at all?
No, well, at least for we had our whole patio was full of phone books that we built. We had phone book furniture. We had
I know,
a
I
full
remember.
couch and a love seat and a chair and a coffee table made out of phone books.
Yeah, and I remember I sat on your like phone book couch, I believed, while we were smoking out before we all went, like me and Sadie, until we like the four of us, I think. I don't remember if Brian went, but we went to go see Steve Miller,
Oh
Steve
yeah, I
Miller
remember that.
Band. But we weren't sitting together. And then, of course, the story is, Sadie and I are stoned and we're wandering around, and she's just following me, following my lead. Hi, Mimi. Mimi's checked in. And I take us to our seats, or what I thought were our seats, and the people are like, "Oh no, no, no!" And they showed us their ticket, and and they're like, "Oh no, you're in that section." And then the fucking bitch behind her, or this lady, who had nothing to do with anything, is like, "If you want to be blonde, why don't you just fucking dye your hair blonde?" And I was just furious. And Sadie's like, "Durr," like she didn't do it, which is good
Yeah,
because
so you would have a bit
Shannon
off.
back then. Ooh, if she was like drunk, well, she wasn't drunk probably, but or maybe we were. I don't know. Sadie would have. I don't know because
Yeah, she
yeah.
should have something to say probably.
Whoo. Anyway,
I
well,
didn't know that. I had heard that. Well, stories about that because yeah, we didn't sit together. But I didn't hear that story before.
do you
About when that.
remember? Do you remember he sang? I forget what song it is now. It's been a long time. But Steve Miller and his band, uh, they sang some popular song, and then they encored with the same song. And it just like I don't know if he seemed drunk or out of it during the rest of the show, but then I'm like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck, dude?
that's
Like,
kind of weird. No,
why
I don't
would
remember
you
that. 'Cause actually, right
encore with
before the
someone?"
encore, because that's right when these two security guards um, busted me and they took my pipe and my stash. And what really bummed me out is that they took my stash was in this little tiny box with a pearl lid, had a little metal. My dear friend Hannah had given me. It was like I said, just take the dope, just give me back the little box, and they wouldn't give me the box. So yeah, so I don't remember that at all. That's that kind of when the show ended for me.
Well, that's why they call it dope.
Well, then we saw them, they just took it, they just went up and they stood there, they were talking, and I'm sure they were going to smoke it.
Probably.
I have no doubt. That's what they were going to. Yeah. So I mean, I didn't get detained or anything like that. So that's good, I
Okay.
guess. But
That makes me think of when I was a kid. So, like elementary school, our neighbors. There was a girl in my class named Shannon, um, and her dad was a cop, and so a bunch of couples got together um, at my next door neighbor's house. So the Nuttles couple were there, and my parents, and then Shannon's parents, one of which is the cop, and he had like some like they like rated some porn something or other, and so they were all watching like some porn movie. The story is there was like so much ejaculate, and it was like stringing it along, and like it was an orgy scene or something. and my dad, like, kind of gagged, and my parents later, like, years later, they're like, "Was that gonna be, like, a a key party or something?" Like, "W what?"
Yeah. Then no one got turned on.
Like, what the hell? Like, my parents, you know, I can say a lot of things about them, but they were like, one thing for sure is they're prudes. Virgins when they got married. I would bet good money that they've only fucked each other, and only 3 times. Just kidding.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Well, my mom never. My dad had been with another woman. My mom never had. But the weird 70s was in the 70s.
yeah, like that would have been mid 70s.
The 70s was a weird time. Like my dad, conservative guy, yay Trump and all that. He used to go streaking. Him and his buddy. They used to go take off all their clothes and run around the neighborhood naked. Yeah.
Wow.
What the? So it was a weird time. So it was just in the air.
We were camping at Pismo Beach at Pismo Coast Village, and we had just come back from the beach back to our trailer or whatever we were camping in, and everyone in the campground was like, "Did you see the streaker?" There was like an actual streaker there, and I was like, "Wow, I missed it. I would have loved that. I would have loved that, but I missed it."
Yeah, I
Wah,
stopped
wah.
doing that for some reason.
Anyway, all right. So I do you have anything exciting to report? Hey, Erica, I'm glad you're here.
Um, I'm doing pretty good, really. I went down to see my parents and my sister and the financial guy. We had the meeting we didn't have the week before. I don't know if I went into it. I can't remember how much I went into that last week. I was really kind of messed up. So got all that ironed out.
It
My dad's
sounded
still
like the
being
whole thing was off and to never talk to you again. Wow, you are frozen right now. I hope I'm not frozen,
you are
in a really funny way.
you are frozen. Your
I
mouth.
don't know if you can hear me. Hey, what's
Yeah,
going on? Oh,
I
there you
can
go.
hear you. Can you hear me?
You were frozen like this.
Oh, oh really? There, now you're unfrozen.
Oh, I think it's my connection is kind of bad. So what happened with the meeting? Did
So I talked to my sister Monday night, and she kind of got me like, you guys kind of suck it up and deal with, dad is what he is. Don't let this stand in your way of a fresh start and all this sort of kind of stuff. So I did. So I called the financial guy who I didn't know was invited to the meeting in the first place.
Oh, there's a financial guy involved? I missed
Yeah,
that part. Okay.
I didn't know that he was going to be at the meeting or even when the meeting was. My
Mhm.
dad's been so totally disrespectful and dismissive of me. But anyway, so so I, so I went down. We got it worked out, but something during my dad was like ready to pull the plug during the meeting. My sister talked him down in front of the guy. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I don't know. So, but I know I wrote him a really nice, text message yesterday, and was very grateful and loving, and whatever. It was a very good text. And his response back to me was, "Call me." And that's exactly the kind of stuff that I'm not responding to that kind of stuff. So I didn't call him. So, but as far as I'm concerned, it's his deal. I can't do anything about that. So, I
Yeah, and
mean,
all you can do really, the only one you have any kind of control over is you, and if it brings up ugh, in you, then that's something to look at. But
the sun is going to
you know,
rise tomorrow. If I don't want it to light my room, I should just close the shade. I can't get mad at the sun. The sun's
right?
going to rise. The sun's going to rise. Just don't get mad at the sun for rising.
Yeah,
Rain
you're
falls.
mad at the sun for rising. There's something in you that's saying, "Look at me, look at me." There's old energy.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah. So I put all that aside. I'm glad we should in about a week or two. I should have money to get current on all my bills and have a plan for therapy and about 2 years worth of leeway to get myself squared away. So yeah, really a brand new fresh start. So
Yeah, that's gonna really help to have that pressure taken off. It's like I'm
yeah,
always asking the universe, like, okay, what can you take off of my plate that's a distraction from me doing what I'm here to do on this planet?
yeah,
Um, yeah, and so that's gonna take, well, I don't have to tell you, but I would imagine that's gonna take a big burden off you of like, okay, I need to do some healing here, but I still have to make find food money and gas money and
yeah.
food.
Well, yeah, that's my dad. I mean, I don't know. Like we worked it out where originally it was just give me a whole lump sum, and now he worked out where we're gonna give me not to get caught up, and then give me a amount monthly, I guess,
Stipend.
out of which I will pay him. So I don't know. Because yeah, it's going to be paying balance and principal on the loan he's giving me right
Great.
away. So yeah, no, that's fine. And then yeah, I just need to find some therapy. I'm going to start with BetterHelp.com, but looking
Oh,
into
can I interrupt you, even though you're saying important things and this is not important? But but BetterHelp, we listen to a lot of podcasts,
yeah.
and BetterHelp.com is like seems like it's advertised in every podcast, which is amazing because people need help more than ever. But Dave said the other day, he's like, I'm pretty sure BetterHelp.com started the pandemic. Yes,
So well, I
more.
can get them feel you're ready to go to. Well, actually, I've used them before a couple of years ago,
I remember
um,
that.
and they're affiliated service called Regain.us, which is for
Oh,
couples.
okay.
So they're under the
Hmm.
same umbrella, same kind of platform, but for couples. I've used both, and I was pretty happy, especially with the Regain.us was really good. Um, BetterHelp. I picked a therapist, and I really didn't mess with them at first, and then I switched to another one that seemed to be working, and then I ran out of money. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's easier than finding somebody local and driving there every week, and I can have interaction with them. I can't like have an hour long video chat with them every. Well, maybe I could have one every day if I paid extra. I don't know, but I can email them, text them, leave voicemails, and they'll
You can
respond
have communication. Yeah.
yeah, ongoing rather than just save it up for one meeting a week, So yeah, we
Totally.
start there. My parents are wanting me to check out someplace local here in Sacramento called Zinnia Health, where I would like go there like every day for like 4 hours, Monday through Friday, for like some kind of intensive thing for a month or two at
Ooh,
first. So we'll see. So that's
that's
my mission, is to find out how much that costs. I think
in
just to
Sacramento.
start off, that might help. I think. We'll see.
I'm super intrigued with that.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, I look forward to the update on that. And that's someplace in Sacramento?
Yeah.
Cool. Zinnia.com or
ZinniaHealth.com.
Zinnia Health. I'm gonna totally look that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of their stuff online seems to focus on substance abuse, which actually, I don't know. I think I smoke too much pot, but um,
Does that qualify?
I don't know. But no, they also have the depression and anxiety programs and things like that too. So
Well,
yeah.
I totally look forward to so it's not this Thursday, but next Thursday, I'll be doing the ketamine treatment.
Yeah, I'll find out about that.
So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm excited that I'm gonna be doing that not depressed. Yeah, it's like I've moved through another chunk of depression. Yeah, and I
It,
feel absolutely
it
fine.
resolved, and it was because of the ketamine. You'll know that
Yeah, I know I'm just really curious what the ketamine treatment might loosen up for me and make life better. So we'll see. And oh, I was gonna say hi, Ellen. It's my friend Melody, who she and I have been calling each other Ellen since at least 2001. That's when we graduated high school. But I used to do my silly little it was from the Ellen show, not the talk show, but her sitcom. Um, and there was a character who would say, "Hello, Ellen," and we started calling each other Ellen. Weird. That's important. But hello, Ellen. Yeah. Anyway, so I look forward to the update on what Zinnia Health has to
okay.
say. And yeah, and that's interesting. So you would go for like 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, for
Yeah,
a time limit.
for like
Of,
an intensive thing. Yeah, get me going. At least I don't know. Just I think even just getting me out of the house would for a few days would be nice. So
yeah,
no,
and the fact that it's structured and this is like, well, I might not want to go, but this is what we're doing. And
yeah,
yeah.
I don't think for yeah. It really depends on how much it costs, because whatever it
Well,
costs has to come out of my loan. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to just I don't know being like I'll have resources I can have my son come visit. We can actually go out to the movies or dinner. I can have I can get enough food in here to have a guest. I can have the guys over. I can actually do stuff like that, have a reason to clean up this place and things like that. So yeah,
Oh, we should totally have the guys over.
yeah, exactly. I really should.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
hope we get to see you in August.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Probably
August
August 6th. But
6th. Okay.
anyway, and I haven't seen Roy check in. How dare you, Roy? But I hope to see Roy and Mary as well.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. How about we do some healing?
Bring it on.
All right. Oh, I was reporting last week
I
that,
guess I do have something that. So anyway, my whole all that's resolved. I heard from that certain someone last
mhm.
Wednesday by text. I responded. We ended up talking, and I've been just totally looked up about that anyway. So I need some help and guidance on that myself. I'm not sure how even to respond to what went down Wednesday and Thursday, what you said and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, that's kind of the big question. So that's kind of nice to have that be the biggest issue. Yeah. Before that was just kind of another rock weighing me down. So right now, I'm pretty buoyant. I'm on an upward trajectory. I would like to
You really are.
get this resolved one way or another, though, somehow.
You have, I know, well, just I've known you for a long time, and in the last several years have been kind of difficult, and I've said it before, and I know everyone knows how, well, most of us know how you feel of like those times where you just can't seem to just get the fucking simplest thing done. It's just you get stuck and frozen, and you've made a lot of changes. There's, in case no one's being your historian, I'll just say, like, good for you that you're making things move. You're showing up here, which I think is so lovely, and so many people tell me how they appreciate your well, both of our vulnerability and honesty about how life is. And it shows people that they're not alone, because you're not the only one.
I guess that's I well, yeah, and that's really helped me because especially with social media and well, it just advertising in general, how it's been for my whole life. It's always a sanitized, curated view of
For sure.
how things should be, and it's not that way. And I think so. Yeah, a little reality for everybody is a good thing. So yeah, so here I am. This is the deal. But yeah,
Yeah.
if I could just get my love life straightened out, that'd be really good.
Well, you
Or really
taking
not having
you
one, I
part of
guess, one way
that.
or another. Because yeah, like I said, like I love being in love. I love giving love. I'm a lover, and yeah, I hate not being able to love who I love. So yeah,
Yeah, well, keep taking care of you, and that's what you can definitely do about that. Even though what am I trying to say? Poof. That's what I'm saying. We're just gonna let that go.
yeah,
You're
that's
free,
what
Roy. I
I'm
don't need to tell you.
trying to say.
But if you ever want to talk about the situation, well, you know my number. Yeah. So how about we
Hey, does your pendulum have a name?
surprisingly no. So first of all, Shannon says, gotta love yourself first. And she is
Yeah, yeah,
Dr. Shannon.
sure.
Um,
So okay, no pendulum name. Also, what does your shirt mean? And was that Spark song ever on the radio, or is that off an album?
well, it's off an album, but I remember it from high school.
Because I thought I knew Sparks, but I don't think I ever heard that song before.
It's from Sparks in Outer Space.
Okay,
And
maybe
they
I
have
didn't.
like 40 albums or something crazy.
Yeah,
They've been
maybe
around
I
forever.
don't
They're
ever. I
still
never own any albums. If they didn't play it on the Quake in San Francisco, and I didn't hear it then. So
yeah,
no, I
well, I
love it.
can't
Great.
remember that. But it's such a good album. The whole thing is good. They've got Dance, God Damn It, Praying for a Party, Popularity. So there's a couple songs with Jane Weedland.
Are they on Spotify? Can I look them up on Spotify?
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Okay, I'm going to do it when the show's over.
Yeah, it's important.
All right, cool.
All right. So let's go ahead. I think I was going to say something else, but sorry, everyone. I
Bring
don't.
it on.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do a grounding. Let's just start with our root chakra. So down by your tailbone, colors red if you care. And we're going to send that energy down, down, down into beautiful Mother Earth, Gaia. So supportive in dealing with our tomfoolery and hijinks and rapscallion natures. Okay, and then we're going to bring up some of her beautiful energy up, up, up through our energy fields, and we're going to open our crown chakras and let in some lovely cosmic energy in And I always think of it as like we're the interface between heaven and earth. Okay, so, woo, so my name. Oh, and my shirt. The root of it all. It's when I went to. I believe it was my first senior citizen day at my dispensary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like the first 50 seniors uh got a gift bag. I'm all about the dispensary gift bags. They are so generous.
Yeah.
And the person who was there was somebody there who was like the I can't think of the word spokesperson, spokesmodel for this company, and they were cleaning up and he's like, "You want a t-shirt?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah." Anyway,
Yeah. I just turned 55 like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now, I guess. So yeah, I haven't taken
same
advantage of
here.
that anywhere. I wanted to go get a senior citizen discount somewhere.
I
Then when I
still
go to the movies, I get cheaper tickets, right?
for what?
At the movies.
We haven't been to the movies for years. I mean, especially not during the pandemic, and it's
I want
hard
to
for
go
me to go back to the movies now that you can just get almost anything on your own TV,
yeah.
and you can push pause to go pee, so you don't
I
miss
get
it.
it. There's only a certain that's why only for certain movies I would go to the theater, but like for like big movies with like lots of explosions and stuff, with a wraparound sound, like I want to take Brock to see
Top Gun.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, what about Top Gun? You got that?
Yeah, I don't know. The first one was almost a little bit too jingoistic for me. I'm almost afraid to see how far they go with it today. But I hear it's good. I remember I really did enjoy it. Me and my friends, when we drove our little cars around, pretending we were fighter pilots
Ooh,
and
that
our
sounds
pintos
great.
and our rabbits. So yeah, it was a pretty impactful movie back then. Yay America. So
Oh, yeah, a lot of testosterone.
yeah, which I mean, I'm still, I mean, for all its faults, I still say yay America. I mean, I don't think I'd want to go anywhere
I have
else.
hopes. I have hopes.
Yeah. We'll
Shannon
see what
says
happens in the
Jurassic
fall.
Park is a good one for the big screen. Remember seeing
Oh yeah,
Jurassic Park
that's another
hungover?
one. Yeah, that's another good movie to see. Yeah, so I would go see like a rom com or something like that in the movie theater,
You would or wouldn't?
but no.
Yeah.
But if they could take advantage of a big screen with all the surround sound, the Dolby, and all that, then yeah.
Well, much
But
as I don't want to support Scientology via Tom Cruise by watching Top
oh,
Gun, but I think my how much is a ticket now? $50. Yeah,
20?
I would like really. Wow, remember Dollar Days, Dollar movies?
Yes.
Oh, that was back.
Or-
So I married an axe murderer. We saw that a bunch
So I married an axe murderer. Yes.
at the Dollar movies at Birdcage Mall.
Right. Tuesdays was $1. Or Tuesdays was $1. Then like Saturday matinee, it was half price. We would get in for like I think it was $1.75, and then I remember they raised it to $2 because I remember the first movie I paid $4 to go see was Sudden Impact, Dirty Harry Sudden Impact. And we're like, man, we're never going back to movies again. It's too expensive. $4 for a ticket. Holy crap!
Right. Yeah. Shannon says now it's $5 day.
I
Well,
know.
I don't know where that exists. Well, she lives in Florida, but yeah. Um,
They're supposed to do the weekends is usually $1 a day or $5 a day or whatever.
but I kind of want to see Top Gun, and I think it'd be good on the big screen. And so
Planes are
maybe
cool.
we'll.
Planes are cool. I mean, technologically, what they could do, the power they have, and the geopolitical ramifications of having that kind of power. So all I know is that the opponent is not Russia. I watched a review of a guy on YouTube called the Critical Drinker. He's quite the critic, and yeah, he thought it was a great movie. Yeah, he's a pretty hard critic, and he thought it was good. But yeah, he just all he would say is they go to war against not Russia. He would say that all the time, not Russia.
Which to me, if with an emphasis on that means Russia.
So I don't know who it's against. I don't know.
Good job hiding it. Yeah, whatever. All right. I digress
Yeah,
again.
we
Wow,
got
like I told you before we started, I had nothing to say, and here we are. It's quarter to 12.
we're just jabbering away like friends. We really need to focus, I guess.
Yeah,
We can
how
have a
much
phone
we
call
are friends.
later on.
All right, so here we go. Should we check for dead people? Okay, just in case there's any dead people attached to anybody watching now or in the future, this is your chance for an exit strategy to the light. So we do have dead people. Okay, Jesus, are you ready to take them home? Okay, give me a minute, or give us a minute. Okay. All right. So do we successfully send any dead people to the light? Yeah. Okay, cool. It's safe and appropriate to do some healing for the group. Yes. Okay. I always try this and then I always get frustrated, but let's find out. So it's safe and appropriate to do some group work. Yep. Okay. So this is on my master menu. Yes. This is in column A. Yes. In an odd numbered row. No. Okay. It's in row 2. Row 2 is trapped negative emotions. And since I haven't mentioned it this time, the emotion code by Bradley Nelson is really, really helpful. Just saying. It's anybody can do it, I promise. Yeah, and you don't have to use a pendulum. He gives lots of different muscle testing tips, like even doing it by yourself, which I can't do to save my life. So hopefully I don't have to save my life with it someday. Okay, so for the group, we're looking at a trapped emotion in column A. Yes. In an odd numbered row? Yes. In row 1? No. In row 3? Yeesh. Okay. Oh my God, I need to memorize it. And I have to bring up The Office at some point here, or Seinfeld, or South Park, or something. Monty Python. And what's my point? Oh, I was watching yet another rerun of The Office, and whatever episode it was, Toby makes Michael mad as always. Oh yeah. Oh, it's my favorite episode. It's Casino Night, where Jim kisses
Okay.
Pam, um,
Yes.
and proclaims his love. And Toby is saying that no, they can't bring Boy Scouts. He did not invite Boy Scouts to receive the big, fundraiser check.
Yeah.
Um, because they're Boy Scouts, they're children, there's gambling, there's alcohol, it's a school night. Do I need to keep going? And Michael takes a moment and he's like, I hate everything that whatever it is, it's worded so weird and he's so serious and no one ever comes to Toby's
I know.
rescue. It's never explained.
It's not that. I was watching something else yesterday. It's like, wow, it was really, Michael said something really mean. Like,
To
no one's
Toby.
ever going to sleep with you ever again. It doesn't matter where you sleep. No one's ever going to sleep with you ever again, or something really,
Oh, he's
like
horrible.
you're divorced, or I don't know. He's just so mean to Toby because
And
Toby's the one is
maybe
the
it's
voice of
not
reason.
all maybe it's not all Toby because Michael, or maybe it's because of Toby that Michael seems to have such a hatred and disgust for HR, right? Because he's the HR person.
Yeah, well, I think he would hate. I think he hates Toby because he's HR, because it's his job to tell. Because Michael's really inappropriate all the time, and it's the HR reps, who hears the complaints and has to deal with it all the time. He's the one always telling Michael, "No, you can't do that." And Michael obviously doesn't like that. So, and he was ready to hate Holly when Holly showed
Right.
up, but Holly he was hot.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched The Office, that's been off the air for many, many years now, um, Michael ends up marrying Holly. So
Yeah,
it all works out.
it is. But
Okay.
so
So,
yeah, I mean, but Toby doesn't help himself, obviously, being Toby. He's
well,
just blah.
Toby is a doormat. Yeah. Oh yeah, no wonder your wife and child hate you or left you or
But just brutal, vicious, nasty things to Toby though. No one ever really no one ever says, "Hey, Michael, that's not called for." Nobody ever steps in and says anything.
oh my God, do you remember when Daryl bought like there was like the Princess Unicorn
Yeah,
doll
no,
at Christmas, and then Toby finds out he has one more, and he buys it like somebody else was going to buy it, so he pays double for it. So he pays like $400 for it, and then and it comes to find out that it was a black version of the Princess Unicorn.
black unicorn
And
princess. Yeah.
Daryl, like, do you have a problem with that? Nope, nope. Oh my God. So Daryl's kind of mean to him too. or Daryl, as Michael used to try to make his name
Really.
into something more black, I guess.
Yes.
Um, anyway, oh my God, that show is just so good, and I'm sure everyone appreciates my recaps. Um, oh, and just in, Shannon says she loves her Pendulum. Well, I am so happy to hear that. Um, of course, she didn't buy the best pendulum, which is my pendulums, of course. Um, which maybe nope.
Do you have a name brand for your pendulums?
There they are.
Okay, there we go.
I have 5 left. Yeah, I love them so much. They're like little works of art. And I'm totally kidding, Shannon. I'm sure your pendulum is wonderful. Yeah, they're just energy healing with Colleen or magic doorway pendulums, actually.
In the doorway. Okay, yeah, there we go.
And just since we're here, and because I can say whatever I want because it's my exciting show. Um, if you've never heard how I got the name of, or how I got the design of my pendulum, which is kind of a teardrop. And as I always like to point out, this was Dave's idea, but it screws open so you can like put something inside.
Oh,
And it has a little like jewel on the bottom, which is hard to see. And it screws out anyway, because my brother's body piercing jewelry factory made them. Anyway, but yeah, I was like trying to figure out like what the shape was because my brother's like, yeah, I'll make some pendulums for you. Like, you just got to give me a design. And so months later, like I'm always asking the universe, like, what should I do? I don't want it to be boring. And um, one day I felt weird in my body, and I like
right.
checked in, and I wasn't testing as me. I was testing as Javier, which is our house that we live in. I love
Oh,
Javier so much. I talk to him all the time. I am so grateful. Everything's energy. But anyway, and I got that I was testing as Javier, and through a series of questions, I got that he wanted to give me a shape for my pendulum. Like, okay.
cool.
And I'm like, okay, is there something in this house that will direct me to that shape? Yeah. And I just asked questions and was led upstairs to our bedroom where we had I need to get a picture of it to post someday. Basically, as soon as I felt stupid. I was embarrassed by myself, like, okay, I'll bite Javier. Um, yeah. And so led us up to our bedroom and led me up to my bedroom. And as soon as I walked into the room, I said, fuck me, because I'm a classy lady. And immediately I saw what Javier was talking about. And it was a doTERRA, trying to think of the real name of it, but a essential oil diffuser. And it was really pretty. And it was kind of shaped like, well, kind of shaped like my pendulum. And I'm like, oh my God, that's it. It's the Queef Master 3000 because that's what we called it. Because like, it's like anyway. So Dave and I always called it the Queef Master. And literally like a day or two after I got the message that this is the shape of my pendulum, Queef Master 3000 died. The
Whoa.
Queef Master died. It's like I got the message, then it's done it's lived
Yeah,
its
it fulfilled its purpose. How
so
interesting.
crazy. Anyway, I think it'll probably be a chapter in my book because it's just in my book I'm giving lots of examples of like how energy gets my attention and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You have a whole. I mean, yeah. I like those kinds of stories. That'd be a good thing to include.
Yeah. And for those of us who are really sensitive, well, I think we're getting messages a lot of the time and we don't realize it. And so I don't know. My whole point of my book is for it to spark people's magic, to coax magic people out of hiding. And this is how I do it and see if it gives people ideas to feel better. Cause yeah, a sensitive, it's hard. Life is hard. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway, hey, how about we release that trapped emotion?
so let's do that.
So it's
That's almost it. We've been
colonnade.
jabbering away now for like an hour,
Yeah, I have nothing to say. Anyway,
right? Right.
yeah, I crack myself up. It's like, oh, I have nothing to say today, and then I know there's like the part of me going, okay,
Yeah, just so everybody else knows too. That's what Colleen, when we talked before the show, she says, "I have nothing to say today. We're gonna get right to the healing, Kay. If we went early, we're gonna get right to the healing." I said, "Okay, that's fine." We haven't
Yeah.
even started it. So it's not.
Hey,
Oh,
we were
okay.
releasing dead people, maybe. Okay, if there were any. So, okay, so this is trapped energy of crying. No. Discouragement. Yeah. Okay, so do we need any details on this discouragement? No. Okay, so it's safe and appropriate to release discouragement energy for anybody who's ready to have discouragement energy released. Yep. Okay. And just if you ever do a session with me, anybody, um, it's usually well, a session's much more interesting than how I portray it here, but you'll just have to believe me. Anyway, or not.
It is.
My job is to convince
I'll vouch for it. I've had one. It is.
can be pretty fucking fascinating.
I was surprised at the amount of detail and like my experience with Mimi. Like how many dots got connected, like just random things you'd say that kind of like that sort of makes sense. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. 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 She says the woman who is trying to write a book. Okay, so energy of discouragement. So this energy of discouragement is ready to be cleared for the group. Anybody watching now or in the future? Yep, this is safe and appropriate from the light. Yep, are we ready? We are. So if you're playing along, you don't have to do anything special. In my world, you can't do it wrong, in my opinion. So here we go. So we're sending all of that vibration, that frequency, that resonance of discouragement from this lifetime, past lifetimes, whatever. We're sending all of that resonance to the light. And in the space once occupied by this old energy, this old unfinished energy of discouragement, we're filling up our energy fields with energy of feeling encouraged, energy of forgiveness, energy of relief, energy of inspiration, and we'll top it off with a dollop of love. Okay. And anytime I think of the word dollop, I think of that sour cream commercial. Anyway, not important. Okay, so did we successfully clear this energy of discouragement? Yes. Okay. Is there another trapped emotion to clear for the group? No. Is there something else to do for the group? Yes. Is it on my master menu? It sure is. Okay. And in case anybody's wondering, last week I said that I have a hard time moving, like making myself move my body more. I'm very much in my head. I'm always thinking about all this energy shit and my book, etc. And as a being, I am quite sedentary. And so I made a promise that I will do at least a little something, even if it's hardly anything. I will move my body. And I journal it. And it really helps. It really helps. And I've been so much more inspired and yay me. And I have a dear friend who I hope is still watching right now, who exercises an hour and a half every day. And
Nice.
I wish some of that energy would make its way to San Diego and get in my belly. Um, yeah. Anywho, that being said, but journaling it makes it more real for me. Yeah, and it's been lovely. So that being said, yay, Colleen, don't hurt yourself. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do for the group is in column A. No, it's in column B. Yes, yes. In an odd numbered row, no. In row 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, I'm being led to my magic doorways chart, not to be confused with magic doorway pendulums. All right, so this is in column A. No, in column B. Yes. Okay, in an odd numbered row. In row 1, 3, 5. Okay, our winner is recalibrating abundance. Fuck to the yeah. Okay, so it's safe and appropriate for us to all spend a moment in this magic doorway and this energy of recalibrating abundance. Yep, safe and appropriate from the light. Okay, well, if you're interested, let's walk through. Here we go. Okay, so have we successfully completed this magic doorway work? Yep. Okay, so anything else for today? Nope, this is a good time to stop. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. So I hope everyone has a lovely week and thank you for joining me, whether awkwardly at 11 o'clock Pacific time on a Monday or in the future. But thank you for watching whenever you watch and tell a friend and like this if you ever like it. And I get so much lovely feedback from people after the fact, and it's like, why is that never reflected in the likes? I don't understand. I just don't understand. Whatever.
Like on Facebook or YouTube or
Yeah,
both.
on Facebook or anywhere. It's like, okay. And it's lovely. I mean, I'd rather have the verbal, like, yeah, this really meant something to me, or, I
Well,
love
it may
you.
just life hollow for a while until your book comes out and people will Google you and then they'll find it all this treasure trove of you know stuff.
Maybe,
Who knows?
maybe. And honestly, Coop, even if it was only for you and I to do this, this is lovely.
Exactly. I think that's what we agreed on that. I mean, even if there really is nothing be listening, I enjoyed chatting with you today. I always feel better when we
Yeah,
are
me
done
too.
than I did when I started. So yeah,
Me
that's
too.
really worth
So, and thank you of oops, wrong part of my mouse. Thank you, Yvonne, for showing up. And yeah, thanks everybody. And we hope to see you next week. And let's
it.
all have a wonderful week. And if I can ever be of service to you, send me a message. Yeah, Energy Healing with Colleen is my website. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. So if I can be of service or if you want to watch any videos or whatever, check it out. Anyway, I love you. Thank you so much. I love you, Coop. And yeah,
Thanks for
see you
everybody.
next week,
Thanks
I
for
hope.
everybody coming today.
What'd you say?
I was just kind of not enunciating very well. Just thanks to everybody for coming today. Whoever showed up and
Great.
whoever else in the future.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And and we'll end with this. Yvonne, Erica, and maybe Art. Thanks, Colleen and Loop.
That's
I
fine.
love you, Loop. Yeah. Anyway,
They're right
bye,
next to
everybody.
each other on the keyboard. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone. And we'll